Hello everyone. Today I would like to show you how to compile Magento store using your continuous integration system. So in most cases, continuous integration compilation requires a source code to be compiled without having any access to the database. This is important because everything related to code compilation should be stored in the repository to keep the same configuration for dev server, staging server, and production. Because, for example, if we use a database configuration of the dev server or staging, it might be different to production server. It might be changed by a developer or tester, and then source code will be compiled using those changes, and it will differ from production configuration, and it means you may have troubles on production, so this code might not work or work with issues. So it's important to store configuration in the source files and compile code without having database access. So here what we see, setup.di compiles PHP and XML files, and it doesn't need any access to the database, and it's fine. But command setup static content deploy actually needs some specific configurations which usually by default are stored in the database, and in this case you are getting the following error: the default website isn't defined, or an error like this: the store that was requested wasn't found. Both issues have the same root. And now let's ask artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, how to fix this. So let's first check ChatGPT. Compiling Magento without direct database access isn't recommended, as the compilation process involves various steps that requires database access to generate code and configuration properly. However, if you are in a situation when absolutely can't access the database directly, you might be able to work around it by using a database dump. Well, it's absolutely not correct, because this command setup.di compile doesn't need any database access. So not correct. ChatGPT doesn't know how it works. But now let's ask what does it think about static files. Compiling static files in Magento typically doesn't directly involve the database. Well, by default it involves, but there are some workarounds. Let's see. Well, actually it doesn't know. Probably ChatGPT just knows very little about Magento. So I will show how it works. Okay, we entered into our Magento store, and now we should run the command app config dump. Okay, this has successfully dumped all configuration. So we should open this config PHP, and we can see here a list of modules. They are absolutely required to be in the database to keep track of enabled and disabled modules. Also we need these section scopes and themes, but we don't need this section system. We can push this to the database, but it will log any operations with configuration from Magento admin, and it might be not useful because admins won't be able to change anything. Everything will be logged in the repository, and it's not useful and not correct. So we are removing this section. Okay, and now we should clean up our init PHP also. The same system section should be removed from here. Okay, now we should push this to our repository. Okay, we pushed, and now our Bamboo is configured to start building this code immediately. So let's see the results. Okay, we can see our Bamboo was installing vendor providers using composer install command. It was successful. Then we can see source code compilation using command setup di compile. It's successful. And now we can see our setup static content deploy, which previously caused an error, and now it was successfully built. Yeah, it's successful. So in this video I shown you how to use your continuous integration with Magento correctly. Thank you for watching. Bye.